Hello and welcome to another coaching video. In this one we have a gold Rek'Sai versus a gold Fiddlesticks, and it's been a while since we've had Rek'Sai pretty much anywhere. She's been the queen of the jungle for so long. Season 10, 11, even though it was a farming dominated meta, she could still fall clear, but she was also the only one that could really be a ganking jungler and still thrive because of the fact that she could fall clear and obviously fall back to camps, and her snowball potential, her execution of early game planning, mid-game control, sublime. Season 13 rolls around, we lose the red smite, we lose a little bit about jungle itemization by going to the peds, and all of a sudden, no one's playing her anymore, and we had a spam ganking meta, and no one was speaking about Rek'Sai. Her play rate was like 1%, but her win rate was still and is good. It's still playable in a ganking meta, and you couldn't execute Rek'Sai. Why? She just felt a bit underwhelming, but the Prowler's Claw is still there. The jungle pets are great. We've got Moss Stomper, excellent itemization. We also have the Gustwalker Hatchling. She still had the ability to dominate games, but as you can see in gold here, we're crossing at 233. 233. That's not good. We need to be faster at that. You need to make sure you're looking for this kind of action still. Even though now we've shifted into a more full clearing meta, not really, like it's a nice hybrid meta, but you know, you can full clear. People are kind of defaulting to that and thinking, well, ganking is dead. No, ganking's not dead. It's still there. You just need to understand how to use it. And we talk about that, of course, in the gold course. If you want platinum, gold course link below. One-on-one coaching, everything on the site, silver, iron, and the platinum course for those of you who are mid-MR coming out hopefully on Friday if everything keeps going according to plan, as we have our bottom lane do the fistings. And of course, now you're farming your jungle and you're nowhere to be seen. This is the problem. You have a Grace versus a Cannon, and you're nowhere to be seen. Do not do this if you're Rek'Sai, especially if you're not very good at the clear. I mean, get your replays down, go watch Roy Demon practice. Look at this. Why aren't we involved in this in any capacity? This should be a cleanup kill for us. So we either looking to 3-camp into this sort of, you know, okay, look, gank this lane, create some pressure, move on down here. We know the enemy jungler's a fiddle, gonna be full clearing. No effort was made to kind of detect and deter a full clear from the Fiddlesticks. We do want a 331, 332, and this fiddle is so atrocious, he's only finished now at 337. So you've got the residual silver bronze tendencies here in this gold game of just full clearing without thinking about dynamic game planning. And I talk a lot about this in the gold course, so much about jungle denial. We're going on a little cheeky adventure here, but why? 3-cut, gank, cool. Can I do something here? Yes, they're fisting, I rotate. Worst case scenario, right, I'm going to do this, the Graves wards this, so I'm going to loop back underneath and make sure he's punished. Or at the very least, hey, I'm going to do this red side quadrant, ignore mid lane, let me go bottom lane, and then fall back to my blue side. Do something. Do something. That's all we really ask in Rek'Sai. I mean, in Season 9, obviously, with the 3-camping ganking meta that we had, you could go Wolves, Red, Krug to gank top lane. We actually used to do that. That was a Roy Demon special, actually. First time I saw that, I was like, that makes sense. Edge camp, Wolf camp start, solo, no one knows. It's the Raptors start for Rek'Sai players. Now, obviously, we full clear, we get a scuttle, we get deep vision, which is great, but do we need to know what the Fiddlesticks is doing necessarily? Effigy right here, obviously. We do want to know what the Fiddlesticks is doing, but do we need vision to confirm? No. As soon as I get a free bottom lane scuttle, and as soon as Fiddlesticks doesn't show on the bottom lane, I know he started on the bottom side, which means I know that this Krug camp will spawn at your 420-ish marker. I do this because he was so slow, it might be a bit delayed. And then obviously this will spawn at your 435 to 445 marker. Although again, he's so slow, it might be delayed. But of course, being in the vicinity of correctness with our timing is all that really matters. And then this one will be the next one at your 5 to 510. So we don't need vision, right, to kind of track and understand what he's doing here. But I do like laying down wards to kind of control that visual confirm to, you know, play around the randomness that we might have. But the point is, why are we doing this versus a fiddle? I mean, the fiddle's got to do that, sure. So let him. What can we do in the meantime such that he feels the need to try and be active? Now, what I do like, now that bottom lane has the, not the lead. Oh, see, Fiddlesticks is still here, so we're going for this gank. I do like this. I like that we're going for this gank. Alistair, fortunately, is the 2 kills on the bottom side here. We're basically focusing onto the Fiddlesticks here to try and burn him down. Free Seeker, we missed that, unfortunately. And now we have to auto-attack. We have to auto-attack and get that Q slap. We need to wait for a knock-up on the Mordekaiser. We want to try and get that off and get another Fury Bite off, which we do have, but we flash and don't use it. So we probably should have used our Fury Bite, at the very least. Don't die flashing and not Fury Biting, because that's the problem, right? We look at this here. 3, 2, 1, and we're absorbing some of that true damage from our Fury Bite, because now we don't have max Fury, but it's also available right here. So what we wanted to try and do was space without necessarily going burrowing, because now we heal, sure, but we heal and we lose the true damage bite, right? Because currently we have the true damage bite activated. Now we're absorbing, we're healing, we're going. See, now basically what we want to wait out is this. So we're going to go back in auto here, which is great. Another one, we've got the full Fury stack bite here. As soon as we burrow, yeah, we're going to heal, but we're going to immediately lose that true damage bite. And he's got what? 275 HP, and that's going to be, oh, she burrowed. Hold on a second. So we get the knockup, and it's what, like 178 true damage? So, oof, I mean, it's true damage, right? That's the most important thing here. It's absolute true damage. All you need right after that is one order. But we now no longer have said true damage bite, and instead it's going to be a little piss bite of 89 physical damage, which means his armor that he has 56 of will absorb. So, you know, basically you're playing a bit of cat and mouse there. We still almost kill him, right? And you still have a Q charge. So basically what you're looking to do is try and space through that cooldown on the E, and then go back in with a nice E charm, and basically you'll get the kill. You didn't need to reposition with your burrow. You could have just repositioned with your flash. Instead, we repositioned with our burrow, lost a true bite, true damage bite, and then we flashed and died anyway. So micro mechanics in that scenario, but I did like this, right? Instead of full clearing down blindly, we go and do this, and then we go for the gank. The fiddle, hilariously, and I don't understand this from gold junglers, full clear scuttles and then Bing chills in the side bush. Why? Why? If you're farming jungler and this is not a gankable lane, I know you're waiting for the Rek'Sai to eventually show up. Just keep sequencing, man, because by the time the Rek'Sai did show up here, you could already be up here and still rotate with itemization purchase, right? If you're efficient, but they were slow. Thus, not so good. Now the Graves, of course, is going onto the cannon here. Level 6, he has no mana. And of course, Cannon has no mana either. Now, we've got a control ward, which we're slapping in the side bush here, which does nothing to help us whatsoever, when we could have just bought a scanner, and then a scanner approach, and put a control ward in a better position, such that we could see the Fiddlesticks doing some flankings and such things. But hey, we chose not to do those things. And of course, now the Alistar, the carry cow, with 2 kills here, and a shutdown. Like, you're also not level 5, right? So just do this, get 5. That's better when you're going to go gank a level 6 lane, because you get stats and level ups. And even though he's got no mana, why are we hesitating so much, you know, in that scenario? Just both do this, cut through, go the nice angle of approach, go in and gank this sucker. The cannon has Ignite, the cannon has R. Why are we holding our gank so much? Now, you might think, oh, that's because maybe it's warded here. That's because it's warded right here. We don't know this. We have no idea about this, right? Because you're not tracking this necessarily with intelligence, because, with awareness, because what's happening is the Fiddlesticks has actually decided to sequence from this direction down. Now, none of this we know, right? Look at this, when this ward was placed here. Look at this. Here's when the ward was placed. He shows up back into lane with a control ward. We're going to do this. We're fighting this. You're not going to see this guy moving up. I didn't even point it out, right? Because we know he moves up, but you're so busy here. You're not thinking about pressing tab, tracking his control ward. You're not going to know this. That's why I'm pointing this out. Because people always say, well, like, surely because it's a VOD review, you can see these things and it's easy. In game, you wouldn't see this. I'm telling you categorically, you wouldn't see it. But the theory says about just playing, you know, by default with the assumption of, hey, if it is warded or if it isn't warded, what's the safest default pathing? It's let me do this, let me get level 5, and then I'm basically going to scan, which I should have, and look to have a nice angle of approach. Oh no, it's warded, and you clear it, and then you go, right? Now you know you were seen, and then of course you can flex upwards, but obviously they're going to be really close, yeah, super close to level 6 here, so make those decisions accordingly depending on the game state. But otherwise, worst case scenario, you see that you're seen, you leave your control ward here, now you can at least force a decompression, drive by across, and also look at this. While doing this, the cannon will have time here to snack level 6, because remember that 5 minute 30 timer is when you're usually going to see a perfection level 6. In this elo, most likely around 6 minutes. As we're about to see here, they should ding it thusly. He's going to ding it right there, you see. Now we do this. We're guaranteed that he hits level 6. The waves get to reset a little bit, and now we can go scanning, having a look, better angle of approach. We're level 5. We don't waste any time. We're standing still here, and look at the pathing. You know, when you go this pathing lazily, you're always going to be detected. So scan, have a look, always check the areas, then we can look for a good approach angle. All in level 6, and now the Fiddlesticks has basically said, haha! What the hell did he do? Did he do his blue quadrant? Did he just do wolves, raptors, and loop back round? And now he's going for the RNG scuttle? Why didn't he do the grump then? You see what I'm saying about your sequencing? You could have just finished this and been here anyways, Fiddlesticks. I don't know. Now, obviously, we're going to cut across here, 2 edge camps. The Rek'Sai's like, well, I better sit still and do nothing. I mean, it's ridiculous. This kind of jungling is ridiculous. Now, you don't even know it's warded there, right? You should know it's warded, and the Graves is still going to die to it. And this is the kind of stuff I'm talking. Oh, he's not going to die to it. I thought he might die. This is the thing. Even if it's warded, they don't expect you to repeat gank from the same angle. So, Fiddle, basically, we see 28, 29, whatever, he dies, and he comes and takes some more camps, and then he goes and does this thing. And now we hear, like, this is the most anemic Rek'Sai pathing, apologies, sir, that I've ever seen. But at the same time, that's not true, because I see it every single time I see a Rek'Sai play that's not Master Plus. And that's why the champion has always been better at Master Plus. Fine a diamond, obviously, when you're smurfing it up, but it's such a absolute waste. Like, this guy basically 4 clears, chills 20 years, takes this, loops back to take this, takes this. Now it's going on a red buff invade. We have deep vision here, which again, like, if you're tracking the lanes, watching the lanes, you benefit of results, obviously, but you've got to watch, hey, the lane pushes and shoves and detaches. Maybe it's warded, maybe it's not. And I always like to place, and this is just habitual, control wards here and wards here and wards here when I have 2 negative losing lanes in mid and bottom lane, just because I want to see that action, and so I know when I am seen. It's so important. It's part of my, like, off meta, this is what I have to do to survive. I've got that real fear of invade gene in my body. So we've moved on down to take this anyway. Now the Fiddle's going to get an absolute free red buff. He should not get a free red buff, right? Like, we have no idea that he's doing this, but if you saw this in game, right? You see it in game, 29 CS, then he gets a 33, then he gets a 38, you know, then he cuts across here, should be a 42. Obviously, he's now got 45 because he took this one. Then he's going to take this one, which means he probably left a baby raptor or baby wolf camp, right? That's why it's only 1 tick less. So that's what happens there. And so, you know, you see him crossing. I'd like you to start to press tab and be like, what did he do to get to this point? And most likely, your logical response, given what we know here, is that he would go boom, boom, boom across and have his whole blue side quadrant, not minus the blue buff, plus this, right? That's what we would assume most likely when you see the Fiddlesticks cross mid lane here. You would not assume that he went wolves, raptors, and the background. So you wouldn't know this. It's just funny to look at a replay going, this is what I lost to? I lost to this? And I always find that funny. Because you can never know that categorically, right? But what happens is you do understand that the kind of player who makes these sorts of plays shouldn't be out jungling me for a victory, right? Not that I would have known or been able to do anything about this, but hey, this guy did something so ridiculous and yet he still beats me. I must have done some equally shady shit, which we did, right? Just kind of building Legos around the map instead of actually playing the game. Now, obviously, the cannon has died. The bot lane, let's have a little look here. We have nothing really happening. This is available. The Rek'Sai's like, hey, I should push this wave out to help my void homie. And the Fiddlesticks in the meantime is farming. But in the most atrocious, the most absolute atrocious sequencing I've ever seen in my life. So don't do this. It's a good lesson for you guys. If you're ganking jungler, don't do this. If you're farming jungler, don't do this. Basically, if you are a jungler, don't do this. There you go. Great example of people just not really facilitating the jungle matchup. Looking too much to lanes, looking too much to the econ, and not playing against each other. And in gold, that's when it's got to start to happen. Because the jungler who can shut down the enemy jungler not only gets free fed, but the laner impact becomes an extension of that. And it's something really, really important to focus on. We finish our Gus Walker here. Now, does the Fiddle just go and take this or all top lane? Like, he probably just goes and snacks this, right? No, he goes to his wolves. Missed opportunities. Always missed opportunities. Yeah, let's go back to base. If you're going to go back to base when you were doing nothing. Don't walk somewhere and then go back to base. Because now we're like, hey, we got 865 gold. Why go back with 865 gold? Why? And while we do that, Fiddlesticks is going back to the mid lane here to going back. Yeah, technically going back. Ulting the cannon because the cannon was pushing because he killed the Graves. We have the Alistar who was not in the picture. So basically this should be a free run for Boatman. It says, yes, let me help. Interrupt and chase. Rek'Sai's like, hey, I can rotate to this particular scenario. Maybe I can hit a Prey Seeker, but Cannon gets the kill. Cinematic, every single coaching session, gameplay, any video I ever make with an Asher Jinx has more cinematic drive-by ults than the ones that hit by like a significant margin because everyone tries to go for the home run instead of a guaranteed smack in the face. Alistair says, yes, I will go for this because I know they're most likely on the dragon, although it's quite deep here and the Jinx is basically farming this up cannon wave. So Khan shows up here and says, hey, can I do something? Silver's like, I better be cautious. Rex is like, well, I better quickly burn this down before randomly someone collapses. There we go, we snagged that. Can we take the Scuttle Crab and get out? That's always the question here. No ult, no flash in the Fiddle, so would not be too concerned. Although if I am the Fiddle and I saw this, most likely I'm yeeting straight up to the Herald. I know you kind of want to protect your red side here, but this is the objective that we kind of want. And obviously you can full on sequence down or bottom lane and then activate the Herald to snowball the Jinx. So if you the Fiddle, that's what you should be doing, but instead the Fiddle's like, no, I am a red side gamer. I will waste my smite on that as well. So a lot of really suspicious pathing this game. But what you're learning is that these people are trying their best, right? They're learning, they're getting better, they're figuring the game out at this level, at this mid-gold level, and they left silver for a reason. So if you're a silver jungler looking at this, excuse me as I hit the microphone, question to yourself, how is this person climbing easily? What are they doing that I'm not doing at minimum? Because obviously you can see, and I'm pointing out all the things they're not doing, right? What are the things they are doing in comparison to you as a silver jungler that allowed them to reach this elo? And obviously these are probably not the best games, right? I mean, they do have better games. They're not consistently playing like this. That's also a big difference here. Cow! Harry Cow, baby. The Rek'Sai really wants to do it, and you know what? I might have just taken it because why not? Have flash afterwards. Can just borrow somewhere else, because it should be up by the time, you know, we need to use it. He's pushing here. The Fiddlesticks has obviously used his ultimate again, and now we're doing this. So really interesting, messy nonsense essentially going on here. But the big difference is, and I'll tell you, is that even though the Fiddlesticks isn't sequencing in, you know, with like any sort of poetry, and the Rek'Sai is not having the right ganking cadence or understanding of what's required for this champion, they're still doing stuff. And in silver, what you'll notice is that a lot of you don't do stuff. You'll stand around like this, but more often, right? There's no sequencing. It's like, hey, I'm going to go sit in this bush. Hey, I'm going to go sit in this bush. Hey, I'm going to sit in this bush. Or hey, I'm going to look mid lane, look bot lane, look mid lane, look bot lane, counter jungle, but nothing's there. It's more like that, right? Whereas here you can see there's no optimization. And so what you want to do if you're gold and get to platinum is basically take the scrambled eggs that you have, right, and turn them into nice boiled eggs that you can line up in a row with hard-boiled yolks, extract, and eat all your egg whites for maximum muscle building. I don't know how we ended up there when we did. So the cannon now is going to run into the river here. We have lost the Herald. The Cho'Gath's like, hey, can I just kill you, sir? Flash burned by the Mordekaiser. We do get another knockup. We get another flash, another stonk into the R. Fully stacked Conqueror doesn't do anything for the Mordekaiser. And obviously we have Grasp of the Undying on the Cho'Gath, but he has died twice. Starting to stack this baby up at 29 juicy stacks. Oh yeah. I had a Scion in my game with like 650 the other day. It doesn't happen that much. But we enjoy that, right? Well, not stacks, but max health gained, right? Not stacks, max health gained. And obviously the longer the game goes on, the more you scale. If you have a Tiamat into a Titanic Hydra with a Heart Steel, they both keep amping and amping and amping and amping, because every HP you get is converted into AD, so that's kind of good on the Mundos. Secret tech. I put all of this stuff in my Zar guides, but my Mundo build hasn't changed. Heart Steel, Titanic, all the good stuff. Now we're basically shadowing this lane gank on the bottom side. There just seems to be a lack of creativity in terms of pathing. The Fiddlesticks has tried more to get good ganks than the Rek'Sai has. The Rek'Sai is so hands-off here. It's just not good at all, is it? Look at this, too afraid, too out of position, too trailing, no aggressive, deterministic jungling, just kind of floating and existing. I'm glad that there is the mind to try, but it's absolutely not successful, is it? Fiddlestick is going to go in here and die to the cannon. That does hit. We want to be super cautious for Jinx ults if we're not tracking that. Really? Now she doesn't use it? Like, if you're Jinx and you see this and you watch this, you should be shooting it up right here. You would have gotten a big free kill. Interesting. Rek'Sai holds away for a little bit. Gets chunked by a Q2 from the Braves. Mordekaiser's ulted the Cho'Gath. Passive. Shield. Huge. Misses that Q. Rek'Sai, do we want to do anything about this? Can we do anything about this? Oh, no. Oh, dear me. Yeah, you can see, right? It's like their pieces are here. There's a quadrant clearing, and then there's a ganking in the side lane, and then there's looking mid lane, but it's so suboptimal and not optimized at all, and very inefficient. And that leads to low KP, low damage, overcommits, coin flipping games, mechanical misplays on the top side where we could have gotten a double and shoved that wave as well. No real objectives, you know, other than the free dragon that we got. We do Prowler's Claw into a very slow knock up there and then get hooked backwards. The Graves has seen this and is roaming up here. The Rex is not going to alter Mordekai's with a huge ass shield, and then we're just going to get rinsed. Desperation move, right? Behind in experience, behind in every sense of the word. Level 9 to level 12, what are you hoping to accomplish here? And it's all this early stuff, right? Do this, look for this, gank this, fall back to this, nice, get this as well. We know the Fiddle's here, we know the Fiddle's going to be doing this. When the Fiddle waits and overstays and does boring, weird things, cool, you get free counter jungling, dive to bot lane again, right? All of these things add up so severely over the course of a game. The Cannon's fortunately able to take the mid lane tower, get a snacky kill. Now the Rex is basically going level 9 to level 9, both junglers, no impact. And this is, I think if you're a gold laner, you play gold lane and jungle, true, right? You notice that your jungler either sequences super well, comes up fed and carries the game, or they gank super efficiently and snowball a lane, and you're like, oh, these are good junglers, now we can do stuff. Those are kind of the archetypes you'll find here, but then you'll find in between those two good games, another 8 games of this. And this is what I want gold junglers to fix. Look at this, study this, understand this. Have a specific game plan. Reconcile it with the enemy jungler's pathing, what they want to accomplish, and do so with purpose, right? Do it intelligently, right? I want to gank bot lane 3 times. Okay, then gank bot lane 3 times. Once through here, once through here, once through the lane. Varied pathing approaches, right? You see this stuff here. I mean, this was free, level 3. You could have done this, done wolves, looked at it, cut through and just gone for the gank. You didn't have to finish your full clear. Same for the bottom lane. You can leave your clear and go make the impact as Rek'Sai, and I would really encourage you to do that. Really would. Fiddlesticks is like, yo, hello, and smites, but doesn't get it. Now we're going to basically do the gamings here. Jinx is getting the resets here. The Cho'Gath gets the knockup, says, can I munch you, please? She is able to flash over the wall. Look kind of funny thanks to the replay animation, but now our fight is completely split. Rakan is here, Rek'Sai is here, Mordekai's is here, Sivir's here. It's one of the worst scenarios to happen in solo queues, and everyone just splits in opposite directions. Sivir gets chased down by the Mordekaiser. Obviously, that's going to happen. Rex is repositioning here. They all split up way too much. No one can kill the Jinx. Yeah, she used a flash. Put the knock up to zone here. We get claw back in by the Mordekaiser ultimate. The Alistar says, yes, cow business is here. Then the bird shows up and says, can I help you? Instead of just leaving. Leave. They're dead. If you die here, though, oh, whoa, boy. That's why I said leave. In those lost games, lost fights, you just take what you can, all right? Push the wave out while they're fisting and fighting and cleaning up. Take this, push this out a little bit, return back to base, hold what you can, take this stuff next, take this, and then look to repeat the process. At least you're alive. But of course, the blue team also don't respect this, and they decide to keep chasing and to overcommit and to not base, and then the red team respawns and returns the favor. Discipline, my friends, discipline. Hey, we won the fight, let's leave. We won the fight, let's leave. That's always what we want to do. Sivir now is going to be taking the Krugs. Yeah, I mean, we talk a lot about this in coaching. Obviously, it's, you know, I oversell a bit more, get a bit more animated for the point of a YouTube channel, but in one-on-one coaching, it's always constructive about this stuff, because what do we need to do without champion, without pool, that allows us to maximize our experience on a pathing to get free leads every single game? And in gold, you should be able to get free leads every single game, no matter what your laners are doing. No matter what your laners are doing, because they're gonna be a bit, right, up and down, and all you can do is basically make sure your game plan takes care of business, gets yourself fed, gets one of those lanes fed, and obviously denies the enemy jungler. So we'll do this blue side quadrant. Fiddlestick is now ulting on the top side here. Cannon shows up, he overcommits and dies as well. Rek'Sai is now doing inside out pathing, which is not so good because we want to go outside in, because this is the objective on the map. Alternatively, we just go straight to the top side, take the red side quadrant, take the Herald, because it's going to be Baron time soon, so that would have been a good idea. Instead, we go here, here, here. Cho'Gath is caught out of position. We have 2 here. Yes, we can actually rotate to this. We know she has no flash now, so we can probably go knock up. There we go. Wait for the true damage. Fury Bite. We have our ultimate available as well. That's a nice little chups onto the Jinx, so she goes bye-bye. Knock up prevents the knock up, and then the cow says, well, I'll knock you up, and then we're going to keep chasing down, get another one through. True damage bite, not quite enough, or just about missed, and there we go. Graves kills us. Turret, no mana again. They nerfed that for a reason, my friends. They nerfed that for a reason. Because remember the mid-Graves? You spam? Yeah. Nobody misses that. He's got no mana, so let's just take this. I mean, we can. I always feel like you should be comfortable hey, Graves might be here, but I can easily smite and get out. You have to be comfortable knowing that you can get out of these scenarios. But hey, look, if we do that quicker, everything quicker, we'll be in a good position. Now, we have here what? 21 minutes. Okay. We are thinking about the next itemization. We don't even have a second item. You know, we have 7,300 gold at 21 minutes. It's atrociously low. The goal should definitely be a lot higher than that. You know, like a Master, as I say always, 9,014 is almost like perfection, right? You're not going to get that very often, but if you can get 6,000, that's pretty good. But then if you get 6,014 and you get another 1,000 over 7 minutes, it's really horrific, right? It's impossible because you should passively get that. So in this particular case, we've definitely missed a few things. Scan on your approach. Don't scan when you arrive. Scan the whole vicinity so that you know that you were seen on approach versus just seen on arrival. And once you're seen on arrival, they know you're there already, right? So the Mordekaiser tries to flank you out of position, so we zone a little bit as the Rek'Sai gamer we are, and obviously the ult is working, but we don't see everything. The Fiddlestick says, yo, I can save the day. And the Cho'Gath will also die here, except I lied. The Cho'Gath is an absolute machine. We go backline here onto the Jinx, and we will get exhausted. We're going to open, most likely die anyway. Oh no, Rakan! Praise the Rakan in the comments, please. Praise the Rakan because he kept us alive. That's the thing with Rek'Sai. You want to flank and get that nice assassino angle. Kill the ADC. I like this that we're focusing the turret here. Only Graves is alive. Let him do the business. We are not necessary for that. Let's do this here. So again, Cho'Gath lives when I thought he was going to die, and the Rek'Sai lives when I thought she was going to die. And then the Rakan says, "Yes, I am here." Now, obviously, you want to snack this dragon 100%. Look at the respawn time is 867. We're not going to be able to kill this. I mean, yeah, with Rek'Sai Q, I'm working on turrets now, and Demolish doing a lot of work. You can do damage to it, but I feel like we all could have just done the Baron, you know what I mean? Like, we could have all just gone and done this. All do this, reset, recall, sprint on down here with the Hextech Gates, and, clean this fight up as well. Why are they contesting this? Because Jinx is top lane here, and now they will not have numbers advantage. Cannon's rotating over the Tribush as well. So, you know, this is where you get free wins, my friends. Try and position as best you can, obviously, but I think you're getting carried now by the Cannon and the Cho'Gath. And I will say that our pressure with the Cho'Gath did help this, but we definitely could have done more for the mid and the top lane. But fortunately, they carried themselves. Now we can do Baron, right? Now we can do Baron? Yes? Yes, please? Okay, so after the first fight there where we survived, we just take that tier 2 and then go Baron, right? Reset. They're going to try and overcommit for the Hextech, but you would have just spent all of that gold that you have, which you still haven't, right? With 2,100, 2,600, 3,400 gold on the ADC. This could have very easily gone the other direction. So as this red team here, you got to say, look, that was a great fight. Let's take the Baron, spend all of the gold, realize our 5k gold lead in raw items that actually makes a difference, and then go and fight over that Hextech Dragon. And even if they get it, you kill them, and then you just end the game with your Baron push, right? So a little bit of an overcommit for that inhib. There we go. Flash Prowler's called a knock-up. That Jinx is dead. That's what we want to see. Nice dive in the backline to kill the ADC. The Fiddlestick ults thematically. And for funsies, the Mordekaiser has done some ultings in the backline, but we will peel and get together and make sure we can kill him. Thank you, team. Thank you, team. Appreciate it. Appreciate it greatly. And now we can shove end to end because the Graves is by himself. 271 didn't really do anything. The ult still does the damage, but nice knock-up into the knock-up. Look, really nice finish from here to here. As a team, that last 7 minutes, it was good, right? That was definitely nice to watch and definitely an improvement on the rest of the game. But the early game is where it is. That is what stops you from getting platinum. So you got to refine that. Look for those things I said. And if you're farming jungle like Fiddle, look for the baseline, right? Full clear. Look for a gank. If not, full clear again. Get 6 and use 6. And ideally use the bottom lane. Snowball that Jinx. Could have easily snowballed that Jinx because the Rek'Sai wasn't looking for the right angles. What on holy earth? Stop building random items. Zardo GG Live Companion Guides by Virkayu. Get the best builds for your champions today.